Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for some more One Piece. Last time we watched episodes 417, 418, and 419. And we got some crew whereabouts as well as some developments in the whole Ace drama. Ace is getting executed in a week. He's currently being held at Impel Down, the crazy prison that Luffy is determined to get into and free his brother Ace. We on some prison break type of motivation right now. That's what's going on. We got to see like a whole picture of the warlords excluding Hancock. So we got to see Mihawk, Blackbeard, Moria, Kuma, Doflamingo, and Jinbei. And Jinbei was the one warlord that I hadn't seen yet. His design seems to be of a fishman. Big body dude, you know how it is, and he had some chains around his arms, and I was wondering, why does he have chains? I thought it was his weapon at first, but seems as though, according to Fleet Admiral Sengoku, this man Jinbei is against the whole Ace execution, and he was unwilling to sort of join in this whole warlord assembly, and he did not want to participate in any of it, so they're holding him in prison, which, you know, I guess is a clear way to see the I don't know, the forced imposing, I guess, tendencies of the world government and the Marines, just because somebody doesn't want to do as they say. Well, I guess it makes it. He is a warlord. He's sort of contracted for that thing. But it seems like he's going to lose that title because of this opposition. So it's going to be another ex-warlord that we might be having. I don't know who filled up that spot. Blackbeard basically took Crocodile's spot. And yeah, if we lose another one, I didn't even get to really see Jinbei as a fucking warlord, and now he's about to get kicked off as soon as we get to see a glimpse of him, like in the shadows. Other than that episode, I think in that same episode is when Hancock agreed to allowing Luffy or providing Luffy passage to Impel Down because of the whole current thing. The Marines have access to their own specialized manner of getting from point A to point B with their like three main areas, which is Impel Down, Navy HQ, Marine Ford, and what was the third spot? How did I forget the third spot? Ennie's Lobby. There we go. And yeah, I think that was about it for that episode. Episode 418, we got to see the whereabouts of Nami up in Weatheria. Karakuri Island is where Frankie is at. Bulgamore, the Bulgamore Kingdom. So Nami's at a sort of like weather science area. Maybe she can hone in on her weathering skills. We already seen a bit of that with little knots of wind. She was able to use to disperse that whole cyclone. And then we've got Frankie here, who is at some sort of science island. It seems as though Vegapunk is actually there. So maybe we might get something there. And then we got Torino Kingdom, which is where Chopper is at, an island where birds rule over humans. I guess if it's an island where animals are king, you know, that might be good for Chopper. And then, of course, my boy Sanji got the shit end of the stick. Cross-dresser Kingdom. His own personal hell, if you will. But yeah, it seems as though all the crewmates have something that correlate to them, whether it's positive or negative. They are somewhere where I guess it sort of matches up with their tendencies. As far as where the other crewmates might be, we don't know just yet. We are unsure of Zoro, Usopp, Brook, and Robin. But I'm assuming we'll be getting that in these episodes here. If you would like to watch the full reaction, links are always in the description. Today we're watching episodes 420, 421, and 422. Yeah, without any further ado, I can't speak today. I'm sorry, I just can't. Without any further ado, let us get into episode 420. Let's go. Come on now. Why? Why would you do that? It's like a day and a half. Oh, no. So what names did we hear? We heard assistant. Or not assistant. What was it? Was it vice warden or assistant warden? Vice Warden doesn't sound right. Pleasure to meet you. Assistant Warden, that's what it was. Okay, Assistant Warden. It wasn't Hannibal, it was Hanniable. Assistant Warden. Oops, my bad. Hannibal. I'm gonna just say Hannibal. I'm assuming that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. And the actual warden's name was Magellan. Was it double L? I think it was double L. And what was this chick's name? She was the jailer Domino. Oh, I put double G. Oops. Magellan. Okay, cool. And then jailer Domino. Alright, so now we know. Well, we already knew that Jinbei was in here. I wrote that down. So we know Buggy is in here, but he escaped his cell. So they didn't say he escaped the whole prison, just his cell. Okay. And they said Crocodile is here as well. Okay, so we got some. So he was sent here, I'm assuming, after the events of Alabasta. They just sent him to Impel Down, which would make sense. That's interesting. Okay. Hopefully, obviously, now that they mentioned it, they have to show us, right? We have to see my boy. He was a very shitty person, and he did some very shitty things. However, he has a cool ability, and he was a very threatening, one of the more threatening, I think, and sinister villains, I guess you could say. So I'd love to see him again. He's probably one of my favorite villains as far as how intricate and fucked up his plan was, as far as starting the Civil War in Alabasta. The whole control of Baroque works and everything was definitely dope. So definitely want to see my boy again. Other than that, this whole cliffhanger that they left us on was messed up. More torturous than the entirety of Impel Down itself. This guy looks weird. He's got like, I didn't even notice before, he's got like wings on him. This whole pharaoh headdress thing. He's got like horns too. And he's whole shirtless. He did not deserve to be shirtless. I don't really know how they're gonna get out of this. They got a whole snail thing watching them. Sea stone shackles. What's the choice here? Just turn her to stone. They didn't really say like if she was lusting for her or anything like that, or admiring her. She didn't do anything. Hardly. Maybe she resists her abilities like Luffy. She doesn't feel anything for her, but we haven't really seen too many people resist her abilities other than Momonga, who's able to do that by stabbing his hand. But if she's not expecting it, maybe she can hit her with it. I don't know. Because no one has really been prone to it unless it's a mentality thing. Men and women have been able to get hit by the ability, so she might be able to hit her with it real quick. The question is, can she hit them through the snail foam? Because they're watching on the cameras here, so I don't know if they never went over if it transmits. This is the first time we've seen anything like this, like a sort of camera security system. This is about as high tech as we've gotten so far in the series. So beyond anything Frankie has done in being Cyborg's pacifista, this is the most high tech thing. But yeah, these were a dope 3 episodes. Can't wait to get into the next ones. This cliffhanger is it left me hanging. That's to say the least. But we'll definitely be getting into the next episodes very soon. Thank you all so much for watching this gripping tale of the Impel Down in One Piece. I hope you all join me for the next one. Peace.